I finally freaking figured it out. I finally know why we got in freaking $72,000 of credit card debt. I finally figured out what my problem is. And stay till the end because I really need y'all's insight on this. If you didn't know, at the end of September of 2024, we started paying on our $72,000 of credit card debt. Since then, we have worked our asses off this past 9 months, paid off $42,000 of credit card debt. Mind you, my take-home pay is $40,000 in a year. We only have $29,000 left and we're about to pay all of that off in the next couple of months. I have manifested everything that I fucking want in life. I had 2 associates, a bachelor's, and a freaking 5-bedroom, 3-bath that we only paid $1,400 for by the time I turned 21. Now, don't get me wrong, manifestation takes some fucking work. But hear me out, and let me know if you're still here. I'm telling you, just please watch till the end. Anyway, since we've been paying on our debt-free journey, I have not used Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, none of that until yesterday. I made a whole video about it. You can just click on this comment and go see for yourself. We are still trying to learn about ourselves. We are still trying to break bad habits. And this whole time that we've been paying off debt, I'm like, damn, I only make about 40,000 take home. Somehow, some way, we were able to pay off $42,000 of credit card debt alone in 9 months. How the fuck did that happen, and why the fuck did I get in debt in the first place? 1, my mental health, it was tarnished. I have never taken care of my mental health, and now that I have, I understand that a lot of it was very, very much compulsive spending. I was emotionally spending. I was trying to cope with just buying shit. I would get an adrenaline rush when I would look through Amazon. I'd get an adrenaline rush when I hit checkout. I would get an adrenaline rush when I saw that it was delivering. And then when it got here, I was hella excited and then it went away. I also got diagnosed with ADHD. So I feel like that was a huge thing. I definitely had to get on medication for that shit. I for sure had to go to fucking therapy because I was just trying to buy stuff. I was just trying to make myself feel better, but internally I was not feeling better. I was not doing the work. I was just getting that instant gratification, and I'm still struggling with instant gratification, which is why I spent the $1,000 on freaking 2 pairs of glasses. You will never hear me call myself broke. You will never hear me say that's too expensive or I don't have the money for it. I refuse to have those words come out of my mouth. Sometimes my daughter will catch little things like that and she'll be like, oh, that's a lot of money. And it's like, it's a lot of money for what it is. It's not a lot of money if something's $50, and it's a freaking jacket, but it's a good quality jacket, it's $50, right? I tell her, you have so much power in what you say. If you keep thinking and programming yourself that $50 is a lot, you will never be able to manifest shit. If you keep saying I'm broke, you will never be able to manifest shit. So think in my head, I get a whole bunch of comments saying you can't afford that, you're in debt, but I'm fucking delusional. I can manifest the fuck out of shit. And again, that comes with work, but we're literally paying off $72,000 of credit card debt in less than a fucking year. So let me know if you think like this. When I was reading the comments yesterday, people were like, you didn't have to get that expensive pair. You could have went to so-and-so place. Honestly, I'm still new to all of this glasses stuff, so I really didn't know. But I've had my eye on these specific sunglasses, and I ended up getting those sunglasses, but I got them prescribed. In the past, say for example, I needed a computer for college kid, right? Broke kid, right? I would get the best fucking computer out there, right? Because in my head, it's like, I don't want to spend money on dupe, end up spending more money across. I'd rather just invest in something that I can use for years to come. Like my freaking MacBook, I've had it for 5 years and I've never had an issue with it. Mind you, it was about $900. A few months ago, we tried to go to the pawn shop to get my husband a laptop. It was about $150. We returned that shit. We were having all types of issues with it. And I've bought open box shit at Best Buy, like for $350, right? But in my head, I'm like, I want a freaking MacBook. So what did I do? I got the fucking MacBook. And here we are 5 years later and we're still using that same MacBook. So in my head, when y'all are saying get glasses that you could afford right now, that will last you a couple of months. And then when you have the money, go ahead and buy your dream glasses. And I'm just like, do I want to spend money on a cheaper alternative, whether it be $20, $50, $100 right now, because that's what I could afford? Or would I rather have that most expensive item paid for and be done with it? I won't have to freaking purchase that shit in the future. And I told my husband, I'm like, am I wrong to think like that? Like, am I wrong to want what I want right now? And I know that it's an investment for my future self. And I know that I'd rather work my ass off to pay that off versus getting a cheaper alternative and then having to upgrade in the future, because then I'm not satisfied in the now, which I get it, because that goes back to the instant gratification. And then that goes back to like, well, you don't have the money, but I will get the money somehow, some way. Throughout this entire debt-free journey, I'm not motivated to just pay shit off. I hated making thousands of dollars every freaking month and then having to put that towards credit card debt, which is why I got burnt out. But then I sat with that mindset and I thought about it and I said, okay, Ciara, you're basically purchasing the most expensive item that you want. Your future self can get it. You don't need it right now. You could just get the bare minimum, right? But it's like, I know that I'm gonna pay it off in the future, right? But then it fucking clicked and I was like, you know what? I am robbing myself, my future self. And I always tell y'all, you know, future self will thank you later. Past self will be proud of you, right? If I were to be able to get the $50 sunglasses, right, that I just am able to get right now, or just not even able to get, just that's what I got. That's what I got, right? I could have taken that $900 and invested it into my future self, into my future and my kids' future and my husband's future. But I didn't. I bought the fucking sunglasses right now. So when it comes to the MacBook example, I tell myself, I didn't spend $300, $300 in a 3-year span for something that was used or lightly used or broke, right? I just spent $900. 5 years later, I'm still using it. But think, if I had taken that same amount of money and invested it, how much would that $900 be right now? Just a quick Google search. If I invested $900 into the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies, 5 years ago, what would it be right now? Roughly, Google says $1,797.75. I could have bought the little $300 freaking laptop for college 5 years ago. I could have just thugged it out, went to libraries, tried to figure this shit out. And then 5 years later, I would have enough to buy the MacBook that I wanted on top of another MacBook if I wanted to. And every time I got into debt, I was always like, I'm going to get this bonus in August. I'll pay it off in August. August would come, I wouldn't have the money because I fucking spent it. I'm going to pay for it right now, but I'll pay it off next paycheck. Next paycheck would come and I didn't have the fucking money. Now I'm working my ass off to get out of credit card debt, which is great because we are never going to be in credit card debt again because I've learned my freaking lesson. But to think how much just this 1 year, the $72,000 that we've paid off, not including the interest. So we've probably paid off about $90,000 in total this year, right? Imagine how much $90,000 could be in the next 5 years if you just invested. So are you going to buy what you want right now because you know in the future you're going to be able to pay it off? Or are you going to buy the most affordable option that still works right now, invest the rest, and just see how much your money grows in 5 years? And I thought, shit, I am still robbing my future self 2 times now. 2 times at the same time. Let me know what you're going to do. Let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments now.